Yan. I hope that you could all see my screen. We will start with our presentation. This is effective workflow management, optimizing office productivity. So I assume that everyone present here today is already an employee, a supervisor, a leader, a manager, or some may be still studying. But office management is a vital tool, for everyone who aspires to be an office leader or a supervisor, no? So effective workflow management is our topic for today. So managing your workflows can feel like trying to untangle a ball of yarn, only to realize there's yet another knot waiting for you. When you're stuck in a web of tasks, unanswered emails, and looming deadlines, it can feel like there's no end to the chaos, but there is another way. So yun yung no, description when it comes to office management, no, or office workflow. Minsan para siyang sabi dito, ball of yarn na hindi mo matanggal-tanggal yung mga buhol. No, pag natanggal mo yung buhol o natanggal mo yung isang problema sa opisina, merong lalabas at lalabas na bagong problema. Nagagawan mo uli ng paraan. So that is managing your workflow. Ganon kahirap, no, mag-manage ng workflow sa office. Now, what is workflow? A workflow is a series of sequential steps or tasks we complete to achieve a specific goal. Just as a recipe includes the ingredients and step-by-step instructions for preparing a dish, a repeatable workflow outlines the task and the other to complete them. So yung workflow, para ka magluluto ng adobo, di ba? Pag magluluto ka ng adobo, ihahanda mo muna yung mga ingredients. So kailangan meron ka dyan. Kung adobong baboy yan, dapat may baboy, dapat merong dahon ng laurel. Kung gusto mo maglagay ng patatas, dapat may patatas, may toyo, may suka, may paminta, may pampalasa. Di ba? At para ikaw ay makapagpaluto ng adobo ng maayos, kailangan step by step. So anong unang gagawin mo? Igigisa mo muna yung bawang, isasangkot siya mo muna yung baboy, lalagyan mo ng toyo habang pinakukulo ito. Tapos ako kasi hinuhuli ko yung suka para mas mabilis lumambot yung baboy. So ibig sabihin, sa pagluluto, meron tayong step-by-step process na ginagawa para maging orderly, no, yung pagluluto o yung ating task of cooking. So ganun din sa workflow natin sa opisina. Dapat sequential din yung steps. Dapat step-by-step din. Dapat meron tayong sinusundang proseso. Meryl, can you mute your device, please? Yan, I muted you, Miss Meryl, ha? So, ganun din sa office, no? Kung may workflow tayo sa office, dapat may sinusundan tayong series of events bago tayo makarating dun sa gusto nating outcome. Okay? Yun yung workflow, no? Now, some workflows require us to concentrate as we work through the steps methodically. Sorry. Others are second nature to us. For example, consider the workflow involved in attending a video conference call for a team meeting. Katulad ng ginagawa natin ngayon, this is a video conference call. So, syempre, nag-schedule kami ng meeting. No? Si Abby, nag-schedule siya ng meeting for this webinar. Sabi niya sa meeting, kailangan nandito tayo ng 5 p.m., mag-uumpisa tayo up until around 6:30 p.m. No? So you log into your video conference software and set a date, time, and duration for your team call. The software will generate a link unique to your meeting. Katulad itong Google Meet, di ba? After you paid, after you registered through Google Forms, binigyan kayo ni Abby ng link. No? Then of course, you invite meeting participants. No? Kung sino yung mga gusto mong makasama dito sa webinar or sa meeting na ito, you will send the invite. And then you log into the meeting, you admit participants from the waiting room, di ba? Pagkapasok nyo dito, hindi naman kayo automatic pumasok eh. I admitted you in order for you to be inside the webinar. Then enable your microphone and camera and then start your meeting. Yun yung proseso na sinusundan natin when we do a video call, no? Or a webinar or a video conference, may proseso. Ibig sabihin, may workflow. Hindi pwedeng mauna dito na mag-admit muna tayo ng ng participants pero wala pa naman tayong sinesend na link. O hindi naman pwede dito na bigla na lang tayong start ng meeting tapos wala naman tayong kasama dito sa Google Meet, no? That would not be possible. So, dito pa lang sa simpleng gawain na to, may sinusundan tayong workflow. Okay? Malinaw ba yan so far? Ganun din ang ginagawa natin sa mga office natin. May you be in the government or may you be in a private setting, lahat ng mga bagay dapat may sinusundang workflow. Okay? Why? Kasi kung walang workflow, wala tayong susundang sequence, wala tayong susundang steps, ay nako, magkakagulo talaga. No? Magkakalituhan. Diyan lumalabas yung, ano ba yun? Ba't ganun ba yung ginawa? Bakit ba ganito na yung ginawa? Ba't ganun? Di ko alam kung anong gagawin. No? Nagkakalituhan. So, kailangan malinaw yung ating workflow. Each step is essential and the workflow will only progress once the previous task is complete. Okay? For example, your colleagues can't join the call unless you've sent them the meeting link. And they won't be able to hear you if your microphone is on mute. Diba? Doon sa example natin kanina, kung ang workflow na sinusundan natin ay itong webinar or itong video conference, diba? Hindi pwedeng mauna na mag-accept ka ng mga magjo-join kung hindi ka pa naman nagbibigay ng link. At hindi ka rin nila maririnig kung hindi ka mag-unmute ng microphone mo. Okay? So that is the simplest definition of what a workflow is. Okay? Simplest definition. Now, what is workflow management? 'Di ba? Alam na natin. So, alam na natin ano ba yung workflow na tinatawag. So, what is workflow management naman? Workflow management is the practice of organizing, documenting, tracking, and optimizing your team's workflows to ensure they produce the desired results as smoothly and effectively as possible. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung workflow management is for you to organize, document, track, and optimize your team's workflows, no? Para maging mas productive sila. So, sa government, alam ko may mga government employees dito, di ba? Sa government, meron tayong mga job description. Tama ba? Galing yan sa civil service or galing yan sa munisipyo or galing yan doon sa ating mga kinabibilangang institution. Same with the private sector, no? Meron tayo diyan mga job description. Now, ang nakalagay doon sa job description mo ay kung ano ang iyong trabaho. Okay? Kung ano ang iyong trabaho. Pero nakalagay po ba diyan kung paano mo gagawin yung trabaho mo? Nakalagay ba sa job description mo kung paano mo gagawin yung trabaho mo? No, sa mga humahawak diyan ng tao, kapag ka ba binigyan mo sila ng kontrata, nakalagay ba sa kontrata nila kung paano nila gagampanan at gagawin yung kanilang trabaho? Di ba hindi naman? Doon pumapasok yung mga katulad nating mga managers, supervisors, leaders, teachers, professors, instructors, trainers. Diyan tayo pumapasok. Bakit? Kasi ang gagawin natin, i-organize natin. Tuturuan natin sila kung paano yung step-by-step process of how they can do their work or their tasks effectively. Okay? Malinaw yon? Doon pumapasok yung workflow management. So, sinong gumagawa ng workflow management? Tayo po yun. Okay? Kung sino po yung mga supervisors, leaders, or even you, even if you are an office staff or you don't have any position, kung gusto mong magkaroon ng workflow management, no, or ng sistema sa iyong pagganap ng iyong trabaho or system on how you do things in the office, pwedeng gawan mo ng workflow management ang iyong sarili. Simple lang naman. You organize, ano ba yung mga dapat mong gawin? You document, write it down. Okay? Write it down. You keep track. Tingnan mo kung nasusunod mo ba yung iyong ginawa na organization para ma-optimize mo yung iyong workflow at mas maging productive ka. Okay? So do you have any questions so far about what is workflow and what is workflow management? Pwede po kayo mag-type in na doon sa ating in-call messages. As much as possible, I will answer it if you have questions. Okay? Nandyan pa ba kayo? Can you type in number 1 kung nandyan pa kayo? Baka mamaya nagsasalita ako dito, tulog na pala kayo. Can you type in number 1? Ayun, si Sir Yuso, andyan pa si Ma'am Beatrice, sila Sir Noel. Yan, maraming salamat po nandiyan pa kayo. No? Hirap kasi no, kapag ka, actually mahirap kapag ka webinars, no? Kasi hindi mo nakikita yung reaction, yung real-time reaction. No? So siguro proceed tayo. Okay. Successful workflow management involves a few core elements. So para maging successful, excuse me, yung iyong ginagawang workflow management, ito yung mga kailangan. Una, stakeholders. The people executing the workflow, such as your team members, people from adjacent departments, business partners, etc. These individuals or groups have a vested interest in the workflow's outcome. Halimbawa po, you're in a company who provides, halimbawa, kumpanya nyo ay nagbebenta ng milk tea. Okay? Nagbebenta ng milk tea. Ito po ay simpleng example lamang. Kung ang kumpanya nyo ay nagbebenta ng milk tea, ang stakeholders nyo doon ay yung inyong mga kliyente na bumibili ng milk tea. Okay? Malinaw po yan. Yun po yung stakeholders nyo. Another stakeholder sa inyong business na pagbebenta ng milk tea, bukod sa customers, of course, yung inyong boss, supervisor. And of course, yung inyong mga katrabaho. At syempre, kayo din. Lahat kayo dyan ay stakeholders. Ibig sabihin, kung merong maling proseso sa paggawa o pagbebenta ng milk tea, halimbawa, o sige, nagbebenta ako ng milk tea, ikaw yung nasa cashier. Pag-order sa'yo, ibinigay mo yung produkto, hindi mo kinuha yung bayad. May mali, di ba? Dapat, pag umorder sa'yo, kukunin mo yung bayad, susuklian mo kung may sukli, tsaka mo ipoproseso yung order, at tsaka mo ibibigay sa kliyente. That is workflow. At malinaw yung workflow na yon sa lahat ng stakeholders. Pag pumasok ako ng milk tea shop, alam ko na pag umorder ako ng milk tea, kailangan ko munang mag-order, magbayad, tsaka ko makukuha yung milk tea ko. Okay? Ganun dapat kalinaw sa mga stakeholders natin yung ating workflow. Sa government, meron tayong tinatawag na Magna Carta, di ba? Meron tayong process na sinusunod kung paano gagawin at gagampanan o kung ilang oras, ilang araw matatapos ang isang proseso sa gobyerno. Okay? If you go to the Land Transportation Office, pagka pasok mo sa Land Transportation Office at magre-renew ka ng lisensya, nakalagay dyan kung gaano katagal ang proseso ng pag-renew ng lisensya. Ibig sabihin, nakikita mo agad yung workflow nila. Okay? Para kanino yon? Para yon sa stakeholders. Para nakikita ng mga taong magiging involved sa proseso kung gaano katagal ang i-expect nilang paghihintay. Okay? I hope that I'm making sense, ha? I hope that so far malinaw ako. Then, of course, input. Essential items you need to complete your workflow. For example, your inputs for a project might include data, physical tools, or scope requirements. So ito yung mga ipapasok mo doon sa iyong workflow. Ano ba yung mga kakailanganin ko? No? Ano yung mga kakailanganin ko para magampanan ko ang aking trabaho ng maayos? No? So kailangan ko ng information halimbawa si Abby, di ba? Si Abby, she created a Google form, no? Para sa inyo, no? Para kayo maka-join dito sa webinar na ito. Si Abby may mga kinuhang information or data about you guys, no? Siguro kinuha ni Abby yung inyong full names for the certificate, kinuha niya rin yung inyong mga contact details or numbers or emails para doon ibibigay yung certificate. So yung mga inputs na yon, alam ni Abby na kailangan niya yon para magampanan niya yung kanyang trabaho. Okay? So dapat alam din natin kung ano yung mga kailangan nating input sa workflow para magampanan natin o maisagawa natin yung ating trabaho ng maayos. Okay? That is input. Next is output. The final product or result produced by the workflow could be a physical product, a completed service, a report, or any deliverable that marks the workflow's completion. Ayan, katulad ng example ko kanina. Ang output doon ay yung milk tea na ibibigay mo sa customer mo. Okay? Kasi yun yung final product. no? Na kapag ka-umorder siya, nagbayad siya, nilagay, pinunch mo yung order niya, pinroseso niyo yung pagtitimpla ng milk tea, yung output noon dapat pagkatapos ng lahat ng nangyari, may hawak siya at may sinisip-sip siyang milk tea. Okay, that's the output. So sa trabaho yan, it could be yan. Kasi kung tulad ng sinasabi niya, it could be physical product, a completed service, a report, or any deliverable na pag natapos mo, it marks the end of your workflow. That is output. Okay? Then, steps. Each step is a building block designed to move the workflow towards completion. For example, your steps might be drafting a document, approving a design, conducting a review, notifying a team member, or any other action required by the workflow. So ito yung step-by-step process. Kung gumagawa ka ng Lego ng isang bahay, dapat kumpleto yan para makabuo ka ng isang buong bahay. May Lego para sa bubong, may Lego para sa pinto, may Lego para sa window. Dapat kumpleto. So kung may ginagawa kang project or meron kang sinusunod na deadline o meron kang tinatapos na report, dapat lahat ng steps sa workflow mo nagawa mo. So kung gagawa ka ng report, dapat nandyan yung pagsusulatan mo. Sino bang susulatan ko ng report? Ano ba yung i-include ko? Kailan ko ba isinulat yung report? Ano ba yung report na ginagawa ko? Kailan ko maipapasa? At ano yung magiging result afterwards? Those are the steps. Okay? So lahat ng ipapasok nyo po doon sa inyong workflow management details, yun yung steps ninyo. Okay? Then, of course, the last one is the conditions. These conditions set the framework within which the workflow operates, including the resources, budget, time constraints, and other requirements necessary to execute the workflow. Okay. Para lang po malinaw sa lahat, itong conditions na ito minsan yung nagpapahirap sa workflow natin. No? Kasi madali namang i-identify kung sino yung stakeholders natin. I think meron tayo dito mga taga-traffic management group, no, ng Cavite. Nandito yata sila, ma'am, under Major Billy Anciro. Si Billy kasi kasama ko yan dati sa PIDEA . Magkasama kami dati sa opisina. And I know na nandito kayo ngayon, no? And yan, si Roslyn, yan. Hello, Ma'am Roslyn. So, yung traffic management group na ito, alam nila yung stakeholders nila. Their stakeholders, of course, are the people they are serving. So, lahat ng mga motorista, stakeholders nila yan. No? So, yung input nila, alam nila na kailangan nila yung physical tools, kailangan nila yung mga panikit, kailangan nila yung mga vest nila para makita sila sa road, no? Na kailangan nila yung mga uniform nila kasi para masanggahan sila sa init. Yan yun, yung mga input nila. Yung output nila, ito yung mga deliverables. Kailangan may report sila at the end of the day or at the end of the week, no? Kung ilan yung kanilang nabigyan ng sanction, kung alin yung mga problem areas doon sa Cavite na medyo nagbi-build up ang traffic. Yan yung output. Yung steps, alam din nila yan. Kasi yan yung steps na halimbawa, sabihin nila na, dapat pagka nanghuli ka, ito muna, patatabihin mo muna, kakausapin mo muna, hihingin mo yung lisensya, titikitan mo, tapos yung ticket na yun, i-claim nila sa City Hall. So may steps, alam nila. Pero ang nagiging problema natin when we create a workflow for management is the conditions. Minsan, kahit gaano natin kagustong mag-work yung ating workflow management, we are constrained by of course budget, time, mga requirements, yung mga hindi natin hawak o hindi natin saklaw, no? Unless you are the owner, no? Unless you are the owner of the company. So kapag ka budget ang problema, gagawa mo talaga ng paraan 'yan. Pero kung halimbawa, budget ang problema tapos ikaw ay empleyado ng isang kumpanya, hindi mo naman pwedeng kulitin yung boss mo o hindi mo pwedeng kulitin yung supervisor mo para dun sa budget na yun para lang magawa mo yung workflow mo. Okay? Okay, yan naman, minsan may mga deadlines na sineset pero sobrang unrealistic. Have you ever felt that? Yung sobrang unrealistic, sabihin na, sige, submit mo yan bukas sa akin. Yung workflow mo, effective yun kapag binibigyan ka ng at least 3 days na heads up before submission. So doon pa lang, nagkakaproblema ka na. Bukas agad. So may mga i-skip ka doon na proseso, may mga i-skip ka doon na steps. So doon pa lang, problema na yon. Okay? So, yung pinaka-challenge natin dito when we are creating a workflow management for our office, ourselves, for public service or private service are the conditions. Okay? Conditions. Sige. Do you have any questions so far? Check ko kung may question kayo. Kung wala naman, we will proceed. Okay, wala naman. Basta doon lang, type lang po kayo if you have questions. Malinaw, Sir Eben, Sir. Maraming salamat po. Okay. Sige po, let's proceed. With your core elements in place, again, what are the core elements? Yun, di ba? Yung kanina, yung input, output, no, yung conditions. When your core elements in place, the practice of workflow management involves, ito na yon, setting and sequencing the steps. Okay? Proper sequencing progresses the workflow logically and efficiently, with each step building on the previous one. In software development, your steps might include gathering requirements, designing, coding, testing, and deployment. Okay? So yung mga step na yan, na i-include nyo dito, dapat progressing yan. Paano yung progressing? Dapat unti-unting papunta yan doon sa inyong output. Hindi po pwede na, step 1 muna ako, tapos step 3 agad. Tapos after step 3, babalik ka ng step 2. Hindi pwede yon. Dapat unti-unti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pagdating sa 5, output na. Okay? So dapat progressing. Okay? Yung ating setting and sequencing and steps. Then of course, monitoring and adjusting. Keep an eye on timelines, resource utilization, and the quality of outputs at each stage to ensure everything is on track and in line with your current business needs. So, habang ginagawa mo yung iyong workflow management, kailangan consistently minomonitor mo rin yan and ini-evaluate. Nasa tamang track ba ako? Tama ba yung prosesong sinusundan ko? Kasi kung hindi, kung may magkamali o meron kang makulangang gawin, dapat nakakapag-adjust ka. Okay? That's why it's monitoring and adjusting. So at any given time na makita mo na may kulang sa ginawa mong steps, may kulang o may mali doon sa nangyari doon sa yung workflow management, dapat on the spot na-adjust mo. Bakit dapat na-adjust mo? Kasi ikaw ang gumawa niyan. Okay? Excuse me. I work as a human resource officer, supervisor, and manager for a very, very long time. So when recruiting people, meron din akong steps na sinusunod, no? Of course, we collate yung kanilang mga resumes. But before that, kailangan mag-open ka muna ng job opening. Okay? Then after you open the job opening, bubuhos na sa iyo dyan yung mga resumes. Now, yung mga resumes na yon, hindi yon basta-basta lahat yon ay tatawagan mo at i-interviewin mo. Doon sa mga resumes na yon, if there are 100 resumes, you must screen those resumes. No? So doon pa lang, sa monitoring pa lang nung step na yon, dapat mahigpit na ako. Why? Dapat kasi ina-adjust ko yung sarili ko, hindi lahat yon tatanggapin ko. Okay? Then, kung meron na akong makuha na mga qualified sa tingin ko na individuals, they are set for appointment, for initial interview, for exams, for final interview, for medical. If they pass all those steps, ibig sabihin they will be hired. Okay? But during the recruitment process, kung meron ako nakita doon na medyo sablay, halimbawa, nagme-medical na, yun pala, hindi naman pala siya nakapag-take ng written exams, kailangan kong mag-adjust. Kailangan ko siyang i-pull out sa medical. No? So, ganun yun. You need to keep on monitoring and adjusting when you create a workflow. Okay? Then, troubleshooting bottlenecks. If a particular workflow stage halts or slows down progress, identify any inefficiencies or resource shortages to speed things up. So, ito na yung mga nagiging na-encounter natin na problema. Dito pumapasok yung mga conditions. Kasi dito, halimbawa, nagkukulang tayo sa budget, nagkukulang tayo sa oras, i-identify natin yon. Alin ba yung nagkukulang? Ba't ba hindi matuloy-tuloy itong project na to? Ba't ba hindi ko matapos-tapos itong trabaho na to? Alin ba yung nagkukulang? Pag na-identify mo na yung nagkukulang o kung saan ka medyo nahihirapan, you troubleshoot. Kung kulang ka sa budget, look for a budget allocation na pwede mong makuha. Or halimbawa kung makakausap mo yung finance nyo or yung boss mo, notify them na kulang ka sa budget. Kung kulang ka sa oras, baka maybe you could adjust, no, sa ibang bagay para maging tama yung oras mo sa ibang bagay. Okay? So that's troubleshooting bottlenecks. You provide solutions doon sa mga nagpapabagal at nagbibigay ng problema sa iyong workflow. Okay? Then of course, securing your workflows. If any sensitive information forms part of your workflow, take steps to encrypt your data and control access to your processes, no? So, importante na yung ating ginagawang workflow, lalo na kung may mga information na medyo sensitive like identity or yung mga profile ng inyong mga kliyente, yan ay sensitive. Hindi mo yan basta-basta pwedeng ilabas sa publiko or kahit kanino nang walang pahintulot ng iyong kliyente. So, kailangan yan naka-encrypt. Kailangan yan protektado. Okay? Si Abby, when she creates your Google Forms, lahat ng inyong mga information like your names, your number, at kung ano pa yung mga finila pa nyo dun sa Google Form, your email addresses, lahat po yun ay secured. Ibig sabihin, ang GenXP ay never maglalabas ng mga information ng kanya mga kliyente. Okay? So, ganun din po sa workflow management. Kailangan meron tayong encryption. Di ba katulad kagabi, biglang nagloko yung Facebook. Na-experience nyo ba kagabi? Akala nyo lahat na-hack kayo, di ba? Kasi nag-down yung Facebook. Ibig sabihin, maraming nataranta. Bakit? Kasi syempre, nandun yung mga personal information nila, nandun yung kanilang mga pictures, nandun lahat no? Isa yan sa mga weaknesses nating ng generation natin ngayon, no? Na masyado na tayong absorb ng technology. But technology also helps, no? Especially if you need to secure your workflow. Okay? So, malinaw so far? May tanong po ba? Yan. Okay, wala naman. Sige, let me proceed, no, para matapos tayo. Benefits of an effective workflow management process. Siyempre, kung maganda yung iyong workflow management o yung proseso ng iyong workflow, may mga benepisyo yan. Una, with an organized approach to workflow management, your teams become more efficient, empowered, organized, and goal-driven. Here are some specific benefits you can expect when you commit to the workflow management. No? Una, increased accountability. Mapping out your workflows and assigning roles and responsibilities to each steps ensures everyone knows their part in the workflow and the importance of completing their tasks on schedule and to a high standard. So kung meron kang workflow management system, yung mga tao mo, lahat yan may gagawin. Lahat ng mga tao sa office nyo, dapat lahat yan may responsibility. Maiiwasan nyo yung mga taong papasok lang at naghihintay lang ng sweldo. Okay? Maraming ganyan. Alam ko, kinakainisan nyo rin yan. Yung mga kaopisina nyo na parang papasok lang, kung magpapatawa lang doon, kakain, maghihintay ng sahod, pero parang wala namang ambag. Kung malinaw yung workflow management ng opisina ninyo, may iwasan nyo yung mga ganong instances. Bakit? Kasi you will spread the tasks evenly amongst all employees. And they will be held accountable pag pumalpak yung proseso na hinahawakan nila. Okay? So, halimbawa, katulad na agad, balik tayo sa example ko kanina, doon sa milk tea shop. Iba yung nagka-cashier, di ba? Iba rin yung nagtitimpla. So, kung yung nagtitimpla, hindi marunong at nakatunga nga, no? Hindi madi-deliver yung dapat deliverables ninyo. Okay? So, he will be held accountable for that tasks. So, yun yung sinasabi dito. It will increase accountability kasi pag merong hindi gumawa ng trabaho niya, he or she will be accountable for that certain task. No? Hindi may iwasan to. Sa dami na rin ng mga companies na napuntahan ko, sa dami na rin ng mga napag-consultan ko, usually ang nagiging problema yung silipan ng mga trabaho ng tao. Yung mga tao ninyo mismo, nagsisilipan. Bakit siya? Wala masyadong ginagawa. Bakit sa akin lahat nakatambak yung trabaho? Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi wala kayong effective workflow management. O kung may workflow management man kayo, it is ineffective dahil hindi tama ang pagkakabigay ng trabaho sa bawat isa. Merong masyadong mabigat, meron namang sobrang gaang. Okay, so dapat evenly yan. Inaaral din po natin dapat yan. Next is greater transparency. When everyone can see what their colleagues are doing, it's easy to seek support or raise queries with relevant parties in adjacent departments. So maiiwasan natin dito yung mga tago-tago na pagka nagkamali si ganito, pagtatakpan, o kaya naman meron siyang mga trabaho na ayaw niya ipasilip sa iba, magkakaroon tayo ng transparency. No? Kasi alam natin kung ano ang trabaho ng bawat isa. Alam natin kung sino ang responsible for a certain task. Okay? So magiging transparent tayo. Next is eliminated redundancies. Taking a granular look at your existing workflows can highlight areas where multiple team members inadvertently complete the same work. Eliminate redundancies. Kung tama talaga yung workflow natin, mawawala yung mga redundant na trabaho. Halimbawa, sa isang opisina, 3 yung nag-take ng attendance, that is redundancy. Dapat isa lang. No? O kung halimbawa sa gobyerno natin, halimbawa ngayon, napansin niyo, merong Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency is supposedly the sole department or agency that handles enforcement, no, of dangerous drugs or yung mga pinagbabawal na gamot. Pero pagdating mo sa PNP, meron silang division dyan or office dyan dedicated for drugs pa din. Sa NBI, meron pa din. Sa AFP, meron pa din. Ibig sabihin, that is redundant. No? That is redundant. So sa government pa lang, makikita na natin na merong mali sa workflow. No? Kasi nagkakaroon ng mga redundant jobs. Nagkakaroon ng mga redundant task na pwede namang gawin ng mga ilang tao lang o ng ilang division lang or ng ilang agency lang, pero nadadagdagan kasi hindi nga tama ang pag-handle ng workflow. So kung maayos yung workflow natin, we will eliminate redundancies. Okay? Then, quick resolutions. Excuse me. If a process breaks down or needs refining, team leaders can easily refer to their documented workflow management strategy to adjust and optimize the steps. No? Mabilis silang makakapagbigay ng solusyon sa mga nagiging problema o yung mga problema na nagka-come up o yung mga ma-encounter na problema. Okay? Then of course, enhance compliance. Detailed workflows ensure you stay within legal and regulatory boundaries, reducing the risk of non-compliance. Siyempre, kung meron kang workflow na maayos, may iwasan dyan yung mga magiging problema mo in the future with compliance. So, may iwasan dyan yung mga kasuhan, may iwasan dyan yung mga internal arguments or internal disputes that could lead into legal battles, 'di ba? Kasi nga maayos yung workflow. Alam niyo kung sino yung nagkakamali, alam niyo kung sino yung tatawagin, alam niyo kung sino yung accountable. So may iwasan natin yung mga non-compliance. Okay? Next, workflow management best practices. Every business has different goals, preferences, and processes. So there is no one way to manage workflows in your organization. However, there are some best practices you can follow. So sa dami natin ngayon dito, I think nasa 82 yata tayo. Hindi ko alam, Abby, parang nasa 100 something yung nag-register eh. Pero ibig sabihin, so nandito pa lang, sa 80 something pa lang na individuals natin ito, na present right now, iba-iba tayo ng workflow management na gagawin. Bakit? Kasi iba-iba tayo ng opisina. Iba-iba din tayo ng agency, iba-iba tayo ng trabaho. So, kanya-kanya tayong gawa ng workflow natin. Hindi tayo magkakapare-pareho. O kung may magkapare-pareho man, maaring magkasama sila sa office o maaring magkasama sila sa trabaho. Pero kung halimbawa, iba-ibang agency ito, iba-ibang offices ito, I assure you that we have different workflow management styles na i-implement. Okay? Hindi ito pare-pareho. Okay? Now, here are the best practices. Create clear documentation. Taking control of your workflow starts with documenting specific details such as, ito yung mahalaga ha, i-document nyo to. Who will complete the project or task? Sino ba ang in charge? Sino ba ang gagawa? At sino ang magkukumpleto ng isang task? Okay? Will there be multiple task owners? So meron ba ditong magpa-partner sa isang task? Meron ba ditong isang buong department sila na gagawa ng task? Okay? Are there any bottlenecks or dependencies to consider between owners? So may mga magiging problema ba, no? Sa isang department, kung 5 sila nahahawak ng isang task, may mga magiging problema ba doon sa mga individuals na ito? Okay? And then, of course, look for the hard deadlines. Usually, it boils down to simple time management, no? Kaya minsan lilito rin tayo sa mga deadline natin kasi nga wala tayong proper workflow. Hindi natin alam kung gaano katagal dapat tumagal sa table natin ang isang trabaho o ang isang papeles. Pero kung alam mo na dapat 2 days lang na solusyonan mo na dapat o nagawa mo na dapat yung papel na yan, yun lang yung ite-take mo. 2 days lang. No? Hindi ka magka-cram sa deadline, hindi ka rin mape-pressure kasi meron kang workflow. 2 days is 2 days. Yun na yun. Okay? And then, are iterations required? Should you repeat or should you iterate? No? Yung workflow na ito, yung mga process na ito. Okay? So, create clear documentation. When I was with the government, isa ito sa mga pinaka na natanim sa akin na aral. No? Everything should be properly documented. Why? Kailangan kasi lahat ng bagay ay isinusulat at inilalagay sa papel. Bakit? It's for your protection and for the protection of those around you. It's for the protection of the government or the agency or the office as well. So kailangan kung may kausap ka man about a certain task, ilagay mo sa papel yan, papirmahin mo siya hanggang maaari, no? For your protection. Okay? So everything should be properly documented. Okay? Balik tayo. Number 2, consider your tasks' dependencies. When workflows consist of a series of tasks to complete in a certain order, consider the relationships between them. These relationships are known as dependencies, and they're crucial to note down as they'll impact your scheduling and resources. For example, a team member may only start task B after task A's owner has notified them that their work is complete. So, hindi pwedeng mag-move forward. Alam niyo ba, di ba, sa school, dati, hindi ka pwedeng kumuha ng, halimbawa, hindi pwedeng kumuha ng algebra hanggang di mo nakukuha yung basic math. Ang tawag doon ay requisites. Di ba? So, hindi ka pwedeng kumuha ng advanced geometry if you have not yet got the degree for geometry. Okay? Those are requirements, no? Those are requisites. So, ganun din dito. Kailangan, may mga task minsan na kailangan may matapos muna para maumpisahan yung bago. Okay? O para makamove forward. So, kailangan alam natin kung alin yung mga task na dapat una nating tinatapos bago tayo mag-move forward sa susunod na task. Minsan kasi may mga tao na, wala, banat na lang. Gawa na lang ng gawa, kung ano-ano na lang, freestyle ba? Pini-freestyle na lang yung kanilang mga gawain sa office. Tapos pagdating ng oras, namumblema kasi hindi nila nasasubmit on time o kaya may mga mali-mali doon sa prosesong ginawa. So consider your task dependencies. Okay? Next is audit and adjust. Katulad ng sinasabi ko kanina, monitor and adjust, same. Okay? Your workflows may change as you accept new projects, adopt new technologies, or increase headcount. That means updating your workflow as steps, plans, and team members change. So kung nadadagdagan kayo sa office, baguhin nyo yung workflow nyo. Bakit? Kasi yung bagong papasok sa opisina ninyo, kailangan mabigyan nyo rin siya ng task. Okay? Kung nadadagdagan yung inyong income or yung inyong budget, baguhin nyo yung workflow nyo. Kasi ibig sabihin, may nadadagdag na resources para mas magawa nyo na maayos yung task. To keep your documentation relevant as a reference point, aim to perform a quarterly workflow audit. Okay? Quarterly. Every 3 months. Yung iba, ginagawa dyan minsan semestral. So, twice a year lang nila minomonitor yung kanilang workflow. No? Pero I suggest that you do it as frequent as you can possibly can, no? Minsan nga kapag ka nagko-consult ako with offices or stakeholders, ang binibigay ko sa kanila na workflow auditing is around monthly. You should audit your workflow monthly. Kung nag-uumpisa ka palang gumawa ng workflow. Bakit? Kasi if you audit your workflow monthly, mas makikita mo kung ano yung dapat baguhin, kung meron pa bang mga dapat ayusin, o kung meron pa bang mga areas for improvement na makakatulong para mas mapadali yung inyong trabaho. Okay? But it is also acceptable to do it quarterly. Pero for me, lalo kung uumpisahan nyo pa lang ang paggawa ng workflow nyo, do it monthly. Ngayon, kung okay na yung workflow ninyo or yung process ninyo, move to quarterly, or if you want to do it semestrally, wag lang annually. Kasi kapag annually, masyado na matagal yon. Masyado nang mahaba, masyado na maraming nangyari. Okay, so don't do it annually. Okay? Now, where you and your team discuss any needed updates, changes, and optimizations to your current workflows. Ito yon. Kaya kayo nag-audit para maayos nyo at mapag-usapan ninyo yung mga kailangan for improvement. Okay? Now, number 4 is repeat. Once you've optimized your workflow, keep going. Yan, wag po kayong titigil. No? As you add team members, task, project dependencies, and more, you'll go through the process over and over until you have a smooth process for managing your work. Eventually, tweaking and running through workflows will become second nature and your team will accomplish more using fewer resources. Tandaan po natin, there is always an area to improve upon or an area for improvement when it comes to workflow management. Hindi po natatapos ito na nag-create ka na ng step-by-step process, okay naman, gumagana naman siya, hindi po basta-basta natatapos tayo sa ganun. Ano po? Ang mahalaga po ay continuously ini-improve natin yung workflow. Kung may mai-improve pa ba sa step-by-step process, kung mai-improve pa ba natin yung time of delivery, kung mai-improve pa ba natin yung budgeting natin, lahat po yan dapat minomonitor natin as workflow managers. No? Ang mga gumagawa po kasi ng workflow management are called workflow managers. They could be the supervisors, the leaders, or whatnot, no? Business owners. Yan po yung mga gumagawa ng workflow management. So if you have a certificate for workflow management like this one, you can apply for a position. You can use this for promotion. You can also use this for application. Okay? Although this is just a quick, no? This is just a quick webinar, but still, you can use it. Now, what are the challenges of effective workflow management? Workflow management isn't always plain sailing. Some common challenges may crop up when you're trying to get things in order, including, una, resistance to change. Yan, lagi nyo pong ma-encounter yan. Ang mga tao, kapag nasasaway o nabibigyan ng bagong paraan, no, para mag-improve, no, o kaya para maiayos ang mga bagay-bagay, people tend to resist. No? People tend to resist change. Teka lang si Ma'am Bernadette. I would like to look at this. If there is a manual in place, it may not be necessary to review the process flow frequently, but maybe an annual evaluation may be helpful. Just my 2 cents worth. Yes, tama naman, Miss Bernadette. If you have a working workflow or in your case, manual in place, okay lang na mag-annual ka. Wala namang problema doon. But what I'm saying is, katulad kanina sinabi ko, if you are in this webinar and this is your first time to encounter workflow management and you're just trying to create a new one, I suggest that you do it as frequently as possible. But if you are part of an agency or an office na medyo matagal na sa industry and they have an existing manual na or process or steps, no, na sinusunod, okay lang yun kahit annual na. No, para pagmimitingan nyo na lang yung mga changes ninyo when it comes to your annual evaluation or annual planning. Okay? Okay. So, team members who are used to working a certain way may not appreciate new workflow implementations. Remember to communicate the reasons and benefits behind the change to gain buy-in from your team. Okay? Katulad ng isang araw, kailan ba yon? I think that was Friday. Last Friday, Abby and I went to Uratex. No, went to Uratex for an emotional intelligence workshop, seminar workshop, no, that we provided for the employees, no, nung Uratex. Bagong lipat sila doon sa lugar nila, no? Bagong lipat sila sa lugar nila. Now, the idea kung bakit sila lumipat doon sa lugar na yon is for them to optimize yung work din, yung workflow. Bakit? Kasi nandoon na lahat sa lugar na yon, yung mga kailangan nila na foam, na materials in order to create, no, products of Uratex more effectively and more and faster, no. However, when we were asking around yung mga participants, medyo hesitant sila, no, sa paglipat doon sa lugar na yon. Although maganda naman yung mithiin, o maganda naman yung nasa isip nung management on why they transferred office, hindi nagegets yun ng kanilang mga tao kasi hindi napaliwanag ng maayos kung bakit sila lilipat, kung ano ba yung magiging benefits nito, hindi masyadong napaliwanag ng maayos. That is why they were a bit resistant. At hindi natin maiiwasan yun, no? If we are implementing something new sa opisina, marami dyan magre-resist. Lalo na kung may mga nakasanayan na. That is the term. Yung nakagawian na, nakasanayan na. But you must know how to explain, no? Or make them appreciate on why you are doing these things. Okay? Hindi mawawala yung mga taong nagre-resist sa pagbabago, but the only point is there is nothing constant in this world but change. And minsan, kailangan lang maipaliwanag. Okay? Do you have any questions so far? Sorry. Si Miss Bernadette. If there are people who are fiercely resistant to change and insist on their old ways despite diligent explanation of the benefits of innovations, how do we deal with them? Ayan, magandang tanong yan, Miss Bernadette. If there are people who are continuously resistant to change and they don't want to be part of the change, well, you must explain to them that it's either they change for the better or they look for something to start upon. No? Ako, ito talaga yung payo ko, no? Whenever I am asked by owners, by leaders, by managers sa kanilang business, kapag may mga taong medyo resistant, no, sa implementation, so sa pagbabago, I give them to give them fair warning, to give them of course to give them the benefit of the doubt on why they are resisting. But if they are resisting just for the compulsion and for the benefit of resisting, hindi naman pwede pong maapektuhan ang buong kumpanya, ang buong organization dahil lang may mga tao na ayaw ng pagbabago. Okay? May mga tao lang kasi na ayaw ng progress. So, you must explain to them that it's either accept the challenge of progressing or turning a new leaf, or go find for a more suitable and comfortable job na fit in sila. Kasi yun minsan kasi tayo mga Pilipino, no, medyo sentimental tayo when it comes to relationships, no? Matagal ko nang kasama yan matagal na kasi sa amin yan si ma'am si sir, matagal na sa amin yan, kaya matigas ang ulo niyan. Hindi po. Wag po tayo pumayag sa ganoon. Habang tumatagal nga po, dapat mas na-share nila yung vision at yung value ng isang organization. Okay? Malinaw po? Thank you for that question, Ma'am Bernadette. Now, another constraint is resource constraints. No? Limited time. Katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, limited time, budget, and personnel can impact the efficiency of your workflow. To maximize your available resources, try to review and optimize your workflows regularly. No? So minsan talaga, nagkukulang tayo sa budget, sa oras, doon sa mga resources na kinakailangan natin para ma-implement na maayos ang isang bagay. And ito ay hindi naman natin hawak. No? Yung oras siguro, pwede pa na makontrol natin yan kasi depends on how we work. Pero yung budget, yung resources, yung personnel, if we are not in charge in hiring, hindi natin hawak yan o hindi natin saklaw yan. But we can always bring it up to the concerned people. Huwag po kayo matatakot na sabihin kay boss, kay ma'am, kay sir, na ay medyo kulang po tayo sa budget, ay medyo kulang po tayo sa tao. No? It does not show na ikaw ay matigas ang ulo at ikaw ay maraming hinihingi. It just shows that you have genuine concern for the office itself or for the workforce. Okay? Next is lack of communication. Poor team communication leads to delays, misunderstandings, and workflow process errors. Lead honest, open discussions to everyone talking and updated. To keep everyone talking and updated. No? So kailangan napag-uusapan po lahat ng mga steps natin when it comes to workflow management. Kailangan po malinaw sa lahat ng stakeholders. Hindi po pwede na ikaw lang o ilan lang nakakaalam ng mga steps kung paano gagawin ang isang bagay. No? So yung madalas kong sinasabi din, may mga companies kasi na halimbawa, naggawa ng workflow, talagang isang tao lang yung inaasahan nila para sa isang gawain. Ibig sabihin, kung mawala yung taong yon, pilay agad yung workflow nila. So make sure that merong silang, may nakakaalam pa rin. Kahit papaano, may nakakaalam pa rin kung paano gagampanan yung trabaho na iiwan nila kung sila'y wala. Okay? Make sure na open yung communication nyo on how you do things and how to deliver things. Okay? Hindi pa pwede na kayo-kayo lang o ilan lang ang nakakaalam ng mga bagay-bagay. So, lack of communication, isa yan sa mga maghahadlang o isa yan sa mga impediments ninyo when it comes to workflow management. Okay? Then, of course, technology limitations. Outdated or inefficient technology hinders the effectiveness of your workflow management. Consider using a dedicated work management platform to streamline workflows and improve efficiency. Sa panahon ngayon, marami ng companies naman ang umaakap sa technology. So they get softwares that could help, no, minimize errors. They get softwares that could help them manage the workflow more effectively. So kung medyo we lack on technology, sa panahon ngayon, medyo mahihirapan talaga tayo. Kasi karamihan ng mga gawain natin, technology-based na. Unless it is really hand-to-craft work. Ibig sabihin, halimbawa, handicrafts yan, o tayo ay nananahi, o tayo. Pero when it comes to office or some, or even government agencies, karaniwan, we rely na, no? We rely na on technology. Okay? Yan. Do you have any questions? It is my time to answer some questions po. Mga kapatid, may mga tanong po ba tayo? Usually, silence means yes, but this time, I think, mukhang wala, no? Ayun, si Sir Pierre. Ganda ng pangalan ni Sir. Sir Pierre Robert. Regarding of lack of communication, is there any resolutions regarding lack of people in a company or manpower? Actually, that is, minsan, nag-uugat kasi ang lack of manpower or personnel ng isang kumpanya because of lack of budget as well. No? Kasi syempre kapag ka nag-hire ka ng bagong tao, you will provide allocations or budget para sa kanilang training, sa kanilang onboarding, and of course sa kanilang sweldo. So ang unang tanong natin dapat dyan, Sir Pierre, is there any budget, no? Any budget for hiring new people into the company, no? So yun ang ating itatanong sa ating mga managers or ating financial officer. So kung meron namang budget to hire new people, kailangan nating linawin sa kanila kung bakit natin need yung tao o yung additional manpower, no? Again, it's within your communication in the organization in order for you to properly explain the need for additional people. Yun po, Sir Pierre. Okay, do you have many more questions po sa ating in-call messages? Are you sure? Sige po, ganito po I'll go back here. Gen XP is our own brand of company. Marami na rin po kami nabigyan ng mga trainings and of course, iba-iba yan. Supervision management, nandyan po lahat. So, job-specific courses, personal development, communication skill, customer service, and writing skills. Lahat po kasi ng klase ng training, as long as it is not very technical like accounting for non-accountants, yung mga ganyang training or halimbawa engineering training, yan yung mga hindi ko lang kayang ibigay. Pero lahat ng soft skills I can provide. No, if you are interested to let your people join trainings or if you would like to create trainings for your people, just contact Gen XP. Ito po yung Facebook namin, yan. Gen XP lang po. Type nyo Gen XP Training and Consultancy Services, makikita nyo po yan. Okay po. And then for the certificates, we will be starting to give out certificates this evening up until tomorrow. Kasi ang dami po natin ngayon eh. Alam ko ang nag-register is around 100 something. Nandiyan pa ba si Abby? Abby, are you still there?
Yes po.
Yan. So Abby will be sending your certificates through your emails. So make sure lang kay Abby na tama po yung mga email na binigay ninyo sa kanya as well as the names, no? Kung malinaw po yung mga pangalan. So that is your first name, middle initial and last name. Kasi last time po nagbigay kami ng certificates, may mga naglagay doon ng kanilang pangalan. Yung pala mali-mali naman yung spelling. O kaya may mga kulang, walang junior, walang ganyan. So make sure lang po na tama yung ibinigay ninyong pangalan kay Abby for the certificates. Okay po? And if you have questions or if you have any reactions, you may just you may message us through Gen XP or you may message Abby, no, directly. Si Abby naman po laging online 'yan. Okay? And we will be announcing another webinar siguro by next week before Holy Week. We will announce another webinar para po kung sakaling gusto niyo pang mag-join, if you're collecting certificates or credentials, yun po, nagpo-provide naman po tayo noon. Okay? So, do you have any more questions po? Wala na pong tanong. I will stop sharing na po. For the tawag dito, for the PowerPoint, if you would like to get a copy of the PowerPoint, I can also give that to Abby. Kay Abby na lang po ninyo hingin. I will forward it to Abby. Okay po? Sige po, okay lang ba? Can I request for you to turn on your camera so that I could just take a picture? Pasensya na po kayo sa aking itsura, no? Ganito lang po talaga ako. Medyo gwapo lang. Yan. Sige, please turn on your cameras po para makapag-picture tayo. Ayan. Let me just take the picture. Yan. Yan po. Maraming salamat po for attending this afternoon's workshop or webinar. I hope that you have learned something new. And if you have questions, feel free to ask doon po sa ating page. I will be more than happy to answer. Yan po. Maraming salamat po. Please expect again your certificates tonight or tomorrow morning po. God bless po everyone. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
po.
Mabuhay.
Salamat.
Thank you po.
Sa mga tao ni Sir Billy, pakisabi regards kay Sir Billy. Thank you po.
Charging. Hadok ka lang nakasala?
Sir, thank you.
Ingat, Sir Jerry.
Ingat kayo tayo, Ron, JJ, Landoy.
Hi, Mr. Rolando.
Thank you po.